Talent continues to remain a key advantage for Indian technology industry considering the growing working population and undergraduate enrollments. Though the accelerated demand for digital transformation has intensified the talent crunch globally, Indian technology industry continues to take several initiatives to retain and attract new talent, which is helping the country to close the tech talent gap faster. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Tech Talks with NASSCOM Insights. This is the fifth roundtable discussion we are having on the recently launched NASSCOM Strategic Review Report FY 2022. In this roundtable, we will be discussing about India as a digital talent nation. To discuss more on this, I am joined today by my fellow panelists, Diksha, Research Practice Lead Edge and Cloud at NASSCOM Insights, Neha Jain, Senior Analyst Patents and Talent at NASSCOM Insights, Nirmala Balakrishnan, Research Practice Lead IT BPM and Industry Trends at NASSCOM Insights. Welcome ladies to this discussion today.
Thanks, Naman.
Thanks, Naman.
Nirmala, I want to start this conversation with you and request if you can share some insights on how the last financial year fared pertaining to the digital talent pool in India.
Thanks, Naman. What we have seen is that digital has been reimagining every sector, and this has only been accelerated by the pandemic. For the tech sector too, digital adoption and acceleration remains a key focus. And for this, it is imperative we have a pool of digitally skilled manpower. Just to give you a perspective, as of FY22E, I'll just give you some numbers. India's technology industry employed over 5.1 million people, of which nearly 1.6 million were digitally skilled. That is 30 to 32% of the overall employee pool. In effect, what we are saying is that one out of every three employees are digitally skilled in India. It is also heartening to see that this share has been increasing over the years and growing at a CAGR of 25%. Another aspect that is about the digital skills is that India also has the highest number of graduate enrollments across all programs, and this is next only to China. STEM graduates, which is where we have our core talent pool coming from, accounts for over 1/3 of the undergraduate enrollments. This increasing pool of graduates, coupled with a maturing talent ecosystem, is helping the growth of digital talent pool in the country. And this also actually augurs well for the increasing demand that we have been seeing currently for tech talent, which is being witnessed across all industry verticals. Also, one more aspect is that though we have seen that talent shortage is increasing day by day, and this is also a global phenomenon, Indian stakeholders are continuously working to bridge this gap. Some technology companies are also taking their digital skilling and reskilling initiatives to a broader audience. So if you see, out of the overall talent that was added in the talent pool in India, around 65 to 70% in FY21 was through reskilling. So as a result, what we see is India's digital tech talent is growing around 5x faster compared to your core IT talent. So what I would actually try to say, that India has emerged as an unparalleled human capital destination, being the digital talent nation to the world, with the Indian technology industry being a flag bearer for this. Yeah.
True. That's quite understandable. And I want to stay with the same question and bring Neha into this discussion. So, Neha, do you think that this trend with respect to digital talent pool and hiring spree is likely to continue in the coming years? Any projections for the coming years?
As Nirmala just highlighted that, the demand for the talent remained quite high, and, we had record hiring in FY 2022. This trend, we believe, is expected to continue in FY23, as 90% of our CEOs in the survey that we did this year said that hiring will remain at the same level as FY22, or it will be higher. So this actually shows a lot of optimism, both in terms of the demand and thus such positive hiring numbers. In terms of projections on the overall demand, according to our latest talent demand and supply report, the total tech industry demand is expected to grow in the range of 11 to 13% to over 9 million in 2026 from, as Nirmala just highlighted, nearly 5 million in 2021.
Right. So now I think I want to bring Diksha into this conversation. So Diksha, have you seen that reskilling has been one of the top priorities for organizations as there is rapid development in the emerging technologies. So can you help us understand which are these emerging technologies and what are those skills that are high in demand considering the current market scenario?
Thanks, Naman. I think even we all know the technology industry has been reskilling its workforce, and NASSCOM also has been playing a huge role in this space, right? Especially through its Future Skills and Future Skills Prime platform. I think that effort needs to be augmented quite a lot given the shortage of various talent skills that we're seeing. But if you look at, I'm going to focus on three very fundamental or foundational technologies, Naman, because they are at the heart of any digital transformation journey.
Absolutely.
So I'll start off with cloud, again, cloud because it is integral to, like I said, the transformation. I think from a cloud perspective, if you look at any enterprise, right, today the cloud environment is getting more and more complex because you have a combination of public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, you have multi-cloud, you could also have vertical cloud. So in that kind of a complex environment, you will need to manage cloud architecture and cloud management, right? So those skills are going to grow in demand. Again, related to this complexity is how do we simplify it or how do we make it more manageable? And the idea in this case is to try and reduce manual intervention, right? So less dependence on people and more dependence on automation. So we'll see a lot of cloud automation skills, in demand. And that also is, some skills around serverless computing. So virtualization, orchestration, containerization, microservices architecture. And as enterprises increase the use of cloud, right, across their departments or their supply chain, it will be important for them to get a sort of a single window pane view of their cloud expenses, and therefore FinOps will is a talent that will be in demand. Basically, FinOps is help enterprises to manage their costs. So these are some of the skills from a cloud computing perspective that I see growing. And central to cloud again is security. I think we cannot talk about cloud without talking about security. So specialized skills in cloud security, security standardization, SaaS platforms, identity and access management, and data encryption will see an increasing interest around those skills. There's also a lot of need for what we call as penetration testing, vulnerability assessment, and also cryptography. So those are some of the areas in security that I see growing in terms of skills. And third technology is AI, artificial intelligence. And while there is growing skills for natural language processing or computer vision or speech processing, we are also seeing the emergence of AIoT, which is artificial intelligence of things, convergence of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. And these are basically self-healing systems. So I think the demand for those kind of skills is also going to grow. And of course, you have other technologies, blockchain, AR, VR. There are a number of skills there, but for this, I think I'll just focus on these three numbers.
Thanks, Diksha. With this, I want to move into our last question for the day, and this is to you, Neha, again. And I want to talk about a few strategies which can help managing the growing talent demand in India. So, if there's any specifics that you want to highlight, I think that will be really useful for us.
Sure. So, Naman, before I answer that question, I would just want to touch upon another insight from the CEO survey this year, which highlighted that 54% of our CEOs ranked employee engagement as the most important business priority. I think, that just, strengthens the fact that they are making efforts to stem the great resignation in the background to, deepening the demand supply gap for digital technologies. So I think it's very important for them to think, how they can manage. And I think the key strategies that they are following, are as follows. One of the key ways is, they're increasing their share of fresher hiring. So companies are hiring fresher at a huge rate, and one of the key reasons why we've seen such record hiring numbers this year is majority of them are freshers. What even companies are doing, they are looking at fresh talent not only from the tech domains, but they are also hiring non-tech people and retraining them rather than getting more laterals, which are difficult to hire in the current scenario. If we talk in terms of numbers, then a fresher hiring this year, which means FY22, was over 2x compared to FY21. So we have seen record fresher hiring this year. Companies are also leveraging tier 2, tier 3 cities, for talent. So what we are seeing, and we have seen last year and this year also, that they are looking at new offices in these areas. New, cities like Coimbatore, Kochi, Indore. You're hearing news coming in that companies are looking at new offices. Plus, now we know that remote working will continue. Will continue to have a hybrid way of working. So I think looking at tier 2, tier 3 cities is proving to be a successful strategy from that perspective as well. Now, we just heard Diksha talking about some niche skills, digital skills, which are in demand. But what we really know and need to work out with a limited these niche skills, we have to figure out ways to manage the demand that is growing multiple times. So companies, what they're doing is they're increasing their share of subcontractors. So if you can't have a full-time employee on roles for a specific set of skill sets, then they are looking at more subcontractors which have the niche skills, and they are they can manage their project requirements through these subcontractors. Another thing that we saw last year, and I'm sure that is expected to continue this year, is the return to work programs for women. So a lot of women who take a career break now with remote working, hybrid working coming in, and I think it works well. If you have more women working, coming back to work, then it's a good solution for solving both for talent and diversity. So I think that's another strategy that companies have been taking forward. Now, in addition to new talent, companies are also working towards retaining their existing talent. So I think to retain their existing workforce, they're looking at, financial benefits like increments, bonuses, employee stock options. And they're also making focused efforts towards enhancing employee experience when they are with them. So they are creating learning and career progression pathways so that, employees get growth within the organization. So I think these are the broadly strategies that companies are looking at, and I'm sure these will continue to deepen as we move into FY23.
Right, well said. Thank you so much, Neha, for that insight. With this, we come to the end of today's discussion. Thank you, Neha, Diksha, and Nirmala for joining us. Stay tuned for more insightful roundtable discussions on NASSCOM Strategic Review with NASSCOM Insights YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till then, it's goodbye from everyone here at NASSCOM Insights. Take care.
Thank you, Naman. Thanks, Nirmala. Thanks, Neha. Bye.